This is the WJTS News. In tonight's news, Tell City Fire. Honeyburg Council and Mayor Spinner announced 2019 city appointments. Community Foundation announces 2019 Lilly Endowment Community Scholarship winner. Bill Potter will be in for Kurt Guxell with sports, and Jamie Lilpop and Linda Smith are the subject on WJTS Inform. All this and more tonight on the WJTS News. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jenna Schaffer with the WJTS News. A fire early this morning at a home in Tell City has claimed the lives of 3 children. Authorities say the fire broke out at a house located along the 1000 block of 15th Street. Officials say 7 people were in the home when the fire was discovered. They say all 3 people who died are children under 12 years old. They say 3 other people were taken to an area hospital. No word yet on their conditions. Once again, an early morning fire today at home in Tell City has claimed the lives of 3 children. Authorities say the fire broke out at a house located along the 1000 block of 15th Street. Officials say 7 people were in the home when the fire was discovered. They say all 3 people who died are children under 12 years old. They say 3 other people were taken to an area hospital. No word yet on their conditions. The Honeyburg City Council, along with Mayor Denny Spinner Wednesday evening, released their appointments to various boards and commissions for 2019. All appointments are effective January 1st. The council's appointments include Eric Olinger, who was appointed to a 3-year term on the city's Economic Development Commission. 1-year terms on the Redevelopment Commission were assigned to Joe Bartlett and Nick Stevens. Heather Treader was assigned to the Tree Committee for a 2-year term by the council. Appointments made by the mayor include Reed Sakel and Jeff Tooley to 3-year terms on the Economic Development Commission. On the Housing Authority for 4-year terms are Jerry Allstat and Bonnie Schmidt. Larry Allstat will serve a 1-year term on the Indiana 15 Regional Planning Commission. On the Market Master for 1-year terms are Sarah Flamion, Jenna Gogol, Sandra Kays, Paul Lake, and Rachel Steckler. Mike Fulkerson is appointed to a 4-year term on the city's Park Board. Serving 3 years on the city's Plan Commission will be Sandra Kays. She will be completing the term of Vicki Lewis, who resigned. Redevelopment Commission for 1-year terms, Helen Camacho, Jim Hydorn, and Jamie Rashi. Revolving Loan Committee 1-year terms, Kevin Beekler, John Mundy, Ken Schnaus, Steve Ripstra, and Kathy Young. Assigned to 2-year terms on the Tree Committee, Philip Ahrens and Dwayne Gelhausen. On the Utility Rate Advisory Board for a 4-year term, Gina Flick. And on the Zoning Appeals for a 4-year term, Dwayne Schmidt. Once again, all appointments take effect January 1st. In some other brief business Wednesday night, the Honeyburg City Council approved signing a contract of more than $3.4 million with Milestone Contractors for the 4th Street Heritage Trail Project, which will include a renovation of 4th Street between Geiger and Jackson Streets. The council also approved a contract with VS Engineering to have representatives on site to monitor activities and be accessible to property owners along the street next year while construction is occurring. The hourly cost of services will vary depending on the service and the number of hours worked, but will not exceed $260,000. Also Wednesday night, the Honeyburg Council amended its city ordinance to have the 14th Street stop sign removed, keep the Chestnut Street stop signs at 14th, and install a yield sign on Skyline Drive at Progress Parkway. The council was reminded that future council meetings will start at 5:30 instead of the old starting time of 7 o'clock. The next council meeting will be at 5:30 p.m. Tuesday, January 8th at Honeyburg City Hall. Forest Park senior Claire Mailing has been awarded a 4-year full tuition scholarship and named the 2018 Lilly Endowment Community Scholar of DuBois County. Mailing will receive full tuition and required fees to an accredited public or private nonprofit college or university in Indiana of her choice and a $900 yearly stipend for required books and equipment. Mailing is a senior at Forest Park High School. She plans to attend IUPUI in the fall and pursue a degree in biology. She is the daughter of Bill and Sharon Mailing of Ferdinand. Mailing was chosen out of an applicant pool of 66 candidates from all 4 high schools in DuBois County. This is the 5th consecutive year that a Forest Park student has received the Lilly Endowment Community Scholarship in DuBois County. The Community Foundation Scholarship Oversight Committee submitted the recommendation of the nominee and alternates to Independent Colleges of Indiana, Inc., the statewide scholarship administrator for the Lilly Endowment Community Scholarship Program. Final selection of the recipient was made and released to the DuBois County Community Foundation. Independent Colleges of Indiana is a nonprofit corporation that represents 30 regionally accredited degree-granting nonprofit private colleges and universities in the state. To date, Lilly Endowment has awarded over $392 million to 4,600 scholars for tuition and book stipend to Indiana students. Girls on the Run, serving DuBois County's Spring 2019 coach registration, is now open. Girls on the Run is a physical activity-based positive youth development program that inspires girls in 3rd through 5th grade to be joyful, healthy, and confident. The 10-week program incorporates running to teach critical life skills, encourage personal development, and foster team building and community service. Volunteer coaches utilize a curriculum to engage teams of girls in fun, interactive lessons. Teams meet twice a week for 75 to 90 minutes, and the program culminates with all teams participating in a 5K event. Girls on the Run, serving DuBois County, is celebrating 5 years and currently serves girls at 9 sites in the Southeast DuBois, Northeast DuBois, Greater Jasper, and Southwest DuBois school corporations. Volunteers provide critical leadership, and the nonprofit organization is currently seeking coaches to facilitate the program with small teams of 8 to 15 girls. Coaches do not need to be runners, but are required to be a minimum of 18 years old to serve as an assistant or 21 years old to serve as a head coach. All volunteer coaches must complete a background check and attend a training session. For more information about coaching and Girls on the Run serving DuBois County, visit gotrswin.org. The Celestine Community Club invites everyone to their year-end Dine and Dance this Saturday, December 29th from 6 till midnight. Enjoy live music by Studebaker, classic rock with a touch of country. There is a $5 cover at the door with chicken and tenderloin dinners and a bar available inside. The kitchen opens at 6 p.m. and live music begins at 8. All proceeds will go towards the renovations of the Celestine Community Club. Producers interested in improving their grazing management or looking to start a grass-finished beef enterprise should consider attending the Heart of America Grazing Conference January 22nd and 23rd to hear from leaders in the grazing industry. The Indiana Forage Council is organizing the 2019 conference. The Heart of America Grazing Conference is an annual event that moves around the Midwest. The host site for the conference is the Ferdinand Community Center in Ferdinand. Registration for the event will be $90 if registration is complete by December 31st. Prices increase after the date. Registration information is available at indianaforage.org. Dr. Keith Johnson, Forage Extension Specialist at Purdue University, says the Heart of America Grazing Conference is a great opportunity for all forage livestock producers. He says this multi-state educational event brings individuals from farms, agribusinesses, and education service providers together to network with one another about how to improve grazing management systems. Funding for the 2019 Heart of America Grazing Conference is in part from the Indiana Livestock Grant Program awarded by the Indiana State Department of Agriculture. The Ferdinand Community Center is located at 1710 Community Drive in Ferdinand. Indiana's first state property for off-road vehicles is closing for several months for upgrades that will include new trails, a major trail repair, and reroutes. The Indiana Department of Natural Resources says that the Redbird State Recreation Area near Linton will be closed to the public from spring to early fall of 2019. Actual dates will be announced later. Staff will add about 5 miles of new dirt bike trails, reroute 2 trails, and rebuild trails damaged during the wet 2018 season. The work will also include adding amenities such as trailside rest areas at scenic vistas. Redbird became the Department of Natural Resources' first property for RVs nearly 15 years ago. The department also has an ORV property at Interlakes State Recreation Area near Linville. A publication tied to Indiana University's Kelley School of Business forecasts the state's economy will expand in 2019 by a healthy 3.2%. But the Indiana Business Review also warns a decades-long economic expansion nationwide and in Indiana may be due to come to an end of its natural cycle. The author of the forecast is Ryan Brewer, an associate professor of finance at Indiana University, Purdue University, Columbus. Brewer says the state will see the strongest growth in the first quarter of 2019. He says positive tailwinds for the state economy include rising wages and strong consumer spending. He says headwinds include unpredictability in international trade, as well as labor shortages and effects of weaning off of inexpensive credit. Stay tuned. Weather, sports, and Inform are still to come on WJTS News.